Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of SRB Gaming. I am, of course,
Christopher.
And on today's it's a weird taking a look at the final episode of Cyberpunk 2077's Night City Wire.
They confirmed this is the final one, right?
It says it in the fucking description.
Okay.
Fifth and last. So, and we know why. We know why. Do you know why, Chris?
I don't know why. I really don't know why.
Yeah, as it is recurring, the game should have been out by now, but it's not.
It's not.
It's not. It got delayed 3 weeks to first week of December, because according to sources, apparently they still need to make sure this thing runs on fucking PS4 and Xbox.
Pretty much the next gen and anything cloud. Service.
Current gen. That's the reason. Apparently, a lot of people are saying that's the reason it's been delayed again. It's because they're still trying to get this thing to run smoothly on current gen systems.
Oh, the current gen PS4s, Xbox One,
Xbox One. Yeah, even Pro. Apparently, even Pro and One X models are like not exactly doing as great as they should with this game. So apparently, that's the rumor. That's the reason it got delayed once again. Is they're still trying to make the current gen systems work. Whatever. I don't fucking care. So yeah, because I'm not even getting this game till a Series X version officially gets released, or when I actually get a fucking Series X, which could be sometime in the next millennia.
So, I'm in no rush to get it because there's gonna be a lot to dive into when you eventually do get the Series X. It's like there's gonna be so much to dive into.
Exactly,
and that's why I said I'm in no rush whatsoever. And I'm probably gonna get it for the next. It's built and made for the next gen.
So one of the things they brought up in the last episode was we're going to dive more, I believe, into customization. I could be wrong.
A lot more Keanu Reeves, I think they said.
Yeah, because more Keanu Reeves stuff
because discuss
more Johnny Silverhand, because they also confirmed that Keanu Reeves himself, the actual person, is actually is real and in the game.
Yeah,
the real Keanu Reeves is in the game, so there is
in the game. Yeah,
there is that separation. So we're gonna get more on Johnny Silverhand. Is the main thing I know. I don't know anything else other than that.
What I like is that we're probably finally gonna get, finally see his side of things. Remember, last time was more just, we get the bikes and stuff like that. I think now we finally get to see his perspective on the game and why he's so excited for this game. What made him so enthused for it.
Exactly. So let's just get right into this.
You said so much in the last episode. You guys want to check it out. So
yeah. So we're going to check this out. This is going to be our reactions to Cyberpunk 2077's Night City Wire, Episode 5, the series finale, as it were. So, enjoy. Go. There we go.
You don't believe in no fate. Every day digging the grave. Stepping up to what it stays. City of dreams, city of...
Hello and welcome to Night City Wire Episode 5, the show from us at CD Projekt Red, where we talk about all things Cyberpunk 2077.
Except for the delay.
And we're going to start today's episode with a new trailer that will take a closer look at Johnny Silverhand, before we go behind the scenes with Keanu Reeves and have a chat to English adaptation director Boris, who will tell us exactly what it was like to work with him.
Damn.
Then we'll be exploring the original score and talking about some of the radio stations you might listen to while driving around Night City.
Right.
Before we take a look at the JALI technology, which is powering facial animation in Cyberpunk, and unveil a new My Reward scheme.
I saw that. Look at that shirt. Fucking Witcher
no matter which platform you'll be playing Cyberpunk on. We'll then wrap up today's episode with a brand new gameplay trailer.
The last and final
episode, and it will be our final episode of Night City Wire before the game launches on December 10th. So, let's get going.
Silverhand.
Where'd you even come from? How are we even talking? Gotta get out of here, understand? And I'll kill anyone who gets in my way.
You weren't dreaming, V. Those were memories. You two are connected in a way I can't make head or tail of.
Who? Me and who,
I
V?
think that's what it is.
Silverhand. Johnny Silverhand. Real talk of the town back in my day.
Can died like forever ago.
You mean to say there's an actual terrorist in my head right now?
There's an actual terrorist.
He burned down half the city just to prove he was right. And
He's a
blew the
former
other half
terrorist.
just for
He's a
fun.
rock. He's like,
Oh, he's a rock star. Joel is a terrorist.
Destroy Arasaka. I don't even know what that means.
Do whatever it takes to stop him, defeat him, gut him.
He already tried to take over your body. You know, just for a little while.
Hear me, asshole?
So you're gonna have those probably moments in the game where he takes over.
Get out! Just get the fuck out!
Oh, there's his card too.
Tell me how to get rid of it.
You don't have much time left.
gameplay trailer.
You're a dick,
That's what it
you know.
feels like.
And you're a cunt. Maybe we'll fit together after all.
Sometimes we like
Kinda
to share
grosses
things
me out
with
when
you,
that says
and
December 10th.
sometimes
I
we
believe
like
this is the
to keep
third time the
secrets,
game's
and
been
it can be
delayed,
worth it
too.
for that big reveal. Pretty sure nobody was expecting to see Keanu Reeves
Chris,
on stage at
you're
E3
breathtaking.
2019. So let's go behind the scenes to see how Keanu Reeves brought rocker boy Johnny Silverhand to life. You could
Yeah, you can
say
tell without
it's
you
breathtaking.
can tell when he was doing recordings. It was when he was filming Bill and
Cyberpunk
Ted.
2077, Johnny Silverhand.
In between.
I've had the opportunity to do voiceover a few times. I've worked on a cartoon.
Yeah, he was the voice of Ted in the Bill and Ted animated series.
You know you don't gotta speak out loud to talk to me. And I've
It's been a
processed
long
some
time for him
shit.
since. Well,
Changed my mind. Don't want you dead anymore. You know, and got to play a character in so many kind of different ways because of different paths or threads or choices. So
pay
you
a real
almost get to
dick
play
for the sound
one
of it.
moment, say you have a decision.
Would you take a bullet for it?
With 3 different behavioral attitudes. So that was fun.
My option would probably be
Johnny's
don't
either
know.
a dick, or he's happy, or he's trying to
Well, it depends
convince.
on how
You know
far
why?
you know
Because you've
them so
always
far,
been
you
a
know?
fucking pussy, Carrie.
So it's been fun, and that was kind of what I was interested in. You know, the different options that the game could play. You know, playing the same person, but with
There's a lot of
different
questions
versions.
too as to why it's in this ship. It's specifically Johnny.
Motion
and
capture,
not anybody
baby.
else.
Johnny Silverhand. So one of the first elements that I was involved in with the game was motion capture.
It's weird him saying
bit of
motion capture. Motion capture.
I
He
did it
says
with
motion
Matrix
capture.
Films. So to start doing the motion capture for Johnny,
Available
it's
now on
all
HBO
very
Max, by the
familiar
way.
to me. The only difference, I think, technologically
And he's getting ready for
was
the next
how
one.
close they were
Shade all
going
up.
to real-time review. But creatively, it was very familiar in the sense of starting a library of gesture and a toolbox.
He had
let's
so
say,
much
It's
for
weird Keanu Reeves
the
acting like every
animators
other
to work
side of
with
Keanu
for the
Reeves.
character.
Yeah.
It's weird because with his hair tied back, it looks like he's just an old man Neo or some shit.
Past,
Yeah.
You know, and he's fighting for his survival.
I believe they said they're gonna let him keep the long hair and beard from
the
Matrix
moment
4.
of this guy.
Well,
It's
he
really
already,
kind of an
you can see the
interpretation
pictures.
because I think there's a
trimmed it all,
Johnny
shaved it all off
Silverhand
already.
in all of us.
He did?
He's got
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
haven't-
he's got a
everything
good
on.
I haven't
sense of
seen
humor,
pictures, I'm
if
sorry.
not a
Yeah,
little
he
dark
shaved.
at
He's
times.
buzz cut and everything now.
He's very passionate.
no beard or anything.
You know, it's he's kind of naive, but he's also super experienced in life. He's got certainly an appetite for life.
No, you're wrong.
He wants to change the world, you know? But he has a cause that he wants to fight against the corpocracy.
Yeah. So now we know who, I guess,
Kinda
his
looking for
villain
it.
is, per se. Who's his antagonist?
This is like his inner demon,
Corps have
literally.
long controlled our lives, taken lots. And now they're after our souls.
At least I believed in something bigger. At least I had a cause.
There's no doubt the acting's gonna be good on his end.
Shared
Oh,
with
yeah.
me in the way that they talk about the game and what I've seen is that it's got a lot of freedom. There's so many different paths that you can play the game on. But It's not just quests of paths. It's like, who are you? How do you want to play the character?
If I gotta kill, I'll kill. If I need your body, I'll fucking take it.
You can go into action, you can go into mystery, you can problem solve in different ways, and where you go in this world,
like
there's so much detail.
If you let him take over too much, he fully takes over at the end of the game or something like that.
Interesting and fun.
Yeah.
There's a real drama to the game and emotional stakes to it, and then there's lighter sides to it, and of course the music, production design, technologically, how cutting edge it is. I don't think there'll be a game that looks like this. Yeah, it's intense.
I take the driver, you get his side.
It's like when big games come out in December, it sucks when like some outlets like Game Awards ignore it pretty much because it didn't make their deadline or some shit like that.
Before we get into what it was like to actually work with Keanu Reeves, was it always him that you imagined as Johnny Silverhand? Was there anybody else that you ever considered having for the role?
Yeah, Holly, it was a long, arduous, extended process to imagine what Johnny Silverhand is supposed to look like, what he's supposed to sound like, what he's supposed to act like. Everybody and their great-grandmother seemed to have an idea.
Excellent.
And the process actually involved a lot of people: game director, character artists, writers, marketing staff.
I couldn't do that in front of
I could go on. You know, we cast a pretty broad net initially. We considered actors. We considered enlisting actual rock stars, you know, band frontmen to play the role. At one point, we even toyed with the idea of taking and reviving a recently deceased, longtime luminary of the recording industry.
Oh, wow.
Now, some might say that it was a pipe dream to assume that we could do that technologically or otherwise.
I mean, you can.
I'll see you.
I mean, for some reason,
that pipe dream and raise you another.
There's such thing as a
there's so much
one could easily say that it was a pipe dream to assume that we could successfully pitch to and ultimately enlist Keanu Reeves to play the role.
Now, I'm sure this is on everybody's mind right now, but what was it actually like to work with Keanu Reeves? Because even he said in the video, this was like nothing he'd ever done before.
A question that I'm sure anybody who gets to work with Keanu has to answer, and I get where it comes from. Keanu is a consummate professional. When he's at work, he's at work. He's completely and utterly focused. To that work, he brings his talent, he brings his art, his technical skill, and overwhelming charm. And yes, the scale and the complexity were and are dazzling. Non-linearities, the variation in attitude, mood, emotion that are required to achieve them, they can be difficult to get your head around. And if you take all of Johnny Silverhand's bits, you know, his screen time, it's like doing the equivalent of many feature film roles put together. And we covered all that in a handful of mocap sessions and under 24 VO recording sessions of 4 to 6 hours each.
Damn.
And that took focus, it took control, it took dedication, all of which Keanu provided in heaps.
So tell us a little bit more about the character of Johnny Silverhand and why he's important to the story, but also why it's important to have him played by like such a powerful personality.
Okay, how do I do this without spoiling too much for gamers? In the broadest sense, I'd say Johnny Silverhand is a co-protagonist of the game rather than a sidekick. I mean, there are buddy bits in the game, but in the end, Johnny has an agenda and he pursues it, and V has an agenda and has to pursue that. And to get things done, V and Johnny have to work together. Some of the things they do are V's, and some of the things they do are Johnny's, and some of them are important to both of them. That bonds gamers, I think, to both characters. Both characters' agendas become equally important. Both characters' continued existence becomes equally important. For any gamer or viewer or reader, what you have to do
the question ultimately is
that bond
who gets their ending,
between them and
who gets their happy ending
protagonist or protagonist. You have to make those characters understandable,
Is one of them
likable,
the other one
lovable.
that they don't get their
With
happy
that
ending?
understanding,
Both of them, you know?
even when they do something not entirely admirable or say something reprehensible, you stay committed, you stay involved, you stay bonded to them. And there's no denying casting a powerful personality, somebody who exudes charm by the truckload, helps to further all that.
So Boris, can you tell us, like, what does Keanu bring to Johnny Silverhand?
What Keanu brings to Johnny Silverhand is nothing more and nothing less.
All of this.
Just this.
I could parse that into a string of adjectives, but I kind of think that
there's one adjective I know
because it wouldn't begin to do him justice. To anybody who's seen the applicable movies, Neo is Keanu, Keanu is Neo. John Wick is Keanu, Keanu is John Wick. John Constantine, Johnny Mnemonic.
Hey, no.
They're all.
There isn't there get Constantine.
And to anyone who will play Cyberpunk 2077, Johnny Silverhand will be Keanu. To my mind, at least, star power is a fact and an important factor for broad sections of the audience out there.
So can you give us more information about the process of motion capture, right? Because we saw you in the video,
strap you in a suit,
doing something.
we shoot you with a bunch of paintball-sized dots, and you move around like a monkey.
I wish I could, Holly, but I'm really no mocap expert, and I can basically tell you what
that's how mocap pretty much works. They slap you in a skin-tight suit, put a bunch of dots on you,
and you have
to walk around like you don't have a bunch of dots all over your body right now.
Globules all over it, and I put on the head cam, and then we proceeded to block and then play out scenes between V and Johnny, and we did it over and over and over again. As we did that, I must have poked Johnny in the chest hundreds of times, and I must have yelled "fuck off" at Johnny 35 times. And
you sit there realizing, oh my God, I'm telling Keanu Reeves to fuck off.
To be doing any, I never imagined I'd be doing any of that.
Well, Boris, thank you so much for joining us. Your voice in the studio is quite iconic. So whenever I talk to you, I feel like I'm in a trailer. It's amazing.
It's not all that. It's not all that, Holly. Thank you.
Well, from Soviet-era synthesizers to body heat radio, it's time to explore the original score and just some of the radio stations you'll be listening to when you're driving around Night City.
Score is the main vessel of emotions in both movies and video games, and Cyberpunk 2077 is no different.
It actually took us a long time to find the right color of the music.
Getting that sound together is almost as important as the actual look of the game itself, because your music is really helping you
let's
build
be
this
fair.
emotional connection
Not every
to the game.
radio station is going to be playing synth. Imagine this world, the retro station plays music from today.
So one of the main ideas was to take the cyberpunk genre out of the 80s and give it a 80s flair. We took elements from rave, IDM, industrial, and make them fit our narrative purposes.
We've
I've never heard that song too, by the way.
Of our music
I've never heard that song either, right away.
Oh my That's why I'm trying to stick to analog synths.
I'm not going to.
It's got a warmth to it.
I'm super proud of the team we've managed to gather for this project.
For me, it was basically my own personal aesthetic matching the aesthetic of the game. When I read the brief, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. I can be myself. I can make music, and it come from an honest place.
That's just giving me those wires are bad.
The music in this game is so varied. So we have some tracks that are super dirty,
Me just
super
feels
heavy,
like, oh my God,
and then we have some tracks that are very beautiful and ambient. I'm using all kinds of different effects. So it's been great to be able to experiment with the sound and the style.
That's a cool looking. I was gonna say cello, but I'm not gonna get there. I'm just gonna say it's a cool looking instrument.
What's a cello?
You can say
my first time actually doing drum tracking for a video game. It's been really exciting. It's been a lot of fun.
It's all about making you feel like a perfect killing machine, because that's what you are basically.
Hopefully it works like GTA, where one radio station is just you can listen to audio from your system.
Long, so you'll just have to tell me what you like,
That'd be
what you don't like.
Cool. Okay.
it's not going to sound like one thing, depending on what part of the city you're in.
We basically scored every quest pretty much with custom assets created specifically for that quest.
We ended up having over 7.5 hours of music in Cyberpunk.
Working on Cyberpunk has just been insane. I can seriously say that I've never worked with such a bunch of mad people in my life.
The wires just remind me of like a mad scientist like putting something together.
It's stuff like this that reminds me, by this point, this game has to be fucking successful.
Comes out of boutique shops or
has to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. This game has to be successful.
This game has to launch. Not perfect, but great enough.
Because I'm curious to see how
I really hope all this effort put into creating this
PS5 or
pays off with
Series X, like
regular and enjoyable listening and gaming experience.
Hello, Night City. What's shaking the
score
Night City?
Now we're talking about
Yo, man, stand here. Ooh, I love this town. Love it like you might love a mother who popped you out on the steps of an orphanage once and now stops you to ask if you got a smoke for her. And now, a shout out to all the lowlifes over at the Atlantis. Ladies and gents, here's that all-time classic in Night City.
Soundtrack is one of the key elements we use to build a believable world. We've invited artists from around the world, incredible talents, incredible musicians, to write and produce songs just for us for this project.
The soundtrack for Cyberpunk is insane. So the soundtrack,
I won't be surprised if the soundtrack comes out on vinyl.
On the radio,
everything comes out on vinyl nowadays. It's weird.
Amazing bands.
We've got over 150 custom genre-bending tracks, all waiting for you to discover them by yourself.
You know, the reason I wanted to be a part of Cyberpunk is, well, basically I know The Witcher is super sick, and then I actually got to play a preview of the game, which was fucking incredible.
I've always wanted to do something connected to a video game, so I was pretty excited when this came in, and it was like an instant yes.
I was kind of imagining what it would be like being a character in that game. The person that's a musician in this world and this time has grew up in that space.
You know, that guy makes his name
fun shit. There's also an intellectual and spiritual history to this world that's been
out there.
You know,
we want to provide you with the soundtrack to fucking shit up. Like,
I like that. We want to give you the soundtrack to start fucking shit up.
For those of you who can't wait to hear more from our composers, we're going to be releasing a special 6-track Cyberpunk 2077 EP featuring tracks from the game's original score onto streaming services for you to enjoy for
just a
free.
Handful.
And they'll be live at the end of this episode, so you can give them a listen
handful
later.
Though, it's not the full.
In addition, if you're planning on live streaming Cyberpunk, or if you just want to make videos, we want to introduce you to a new mode that will allow you to disable certain copyrighted tracks. We know that for content creators, licensed music can sometimes be problematic.
Twitch is
so
doing.
With this new mode, you'll be able to disable a small number of selected tracks which could cause some issues, replacing them with a different song, helping to avoid any problems.
Did you see Twitch Fun came out email saying, yeah, we kind of like, sorry about that.
And for PC players, you'll be able to turn it on and off in the game options. Don't forget, as with all episodes of Night City,
I like that.
If you're tuning in late,
I'll give them that.
That's cool. I think, like you said, I think because of that, that's where they're like, okay, this is our chance to get this.
Now, from Polish to Chinese. When Cyberpunk launches, it will have VO in 10 different languages. So we're going to take a closer look at the JALI
German,
which is ensuring each and everyone is as authentic as possible.
So hi, my name is Sarah Watling. I am the CEO of JALI Research in Toronto, Ontario. In this video, we're going to show you a little bit about JALI software and JALI in action within the world of Cyberpunk 2077.
Maintenant, tu vas répondre à mes questions honnêtement, sans détour.
Rayfield's mine.
Скажи заплатить 2 раза, заплатишь 2 раза.
JALI is a suite of tools.
I was wondering about
services, that result in what we think is the coolest and best.
They got it down.
Final Fantasy VII Remake did something similar to where it's like
that's supposed to sound
familiar. They didn't
automatically generate
go bit by bit to adjust for each language. What it is, they had an AI
from a voice
adjusted based on the sound coming from the mouth.
Your cortisol and adrenaline spiked, but the soft activated your hormone blockers. Nothing happened.
And that's what people give it a lot of credit.
What JALI tries to do is it tries to get to the root of what is being expressed in the vocal.
Sounds like they're revolutionizing it here, pretty much.
Well, Final Fantasy VII Remake's doing it. It's a new thing that's been getting more.
Well, I know that, but here they're like
incredible.
They're like you said, they're diving deeper in Final Fantasy. What they're doing.
Their game's bigger than Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Procedural solution allows you to animate over and over and over again at tremendous scale. JALI is what powers every single character in the game of Cyberpunk 2077.
Can't wait to see a country white boy speak
all of the
Russian.
languages that the game has been localized for.
Ahora escúchame. Este mierdas de Anthony Gilchrist. ¿Es tu contacto? Hat Infos zum Konvoi durchsickern lassen?
All you're doing is changing an attribute. For example, speech style. If you wanted your character to shout instead of mumble, instead of issuing a set of commands that redo the animation, instead you click an attribute going from, in this case, mumble to shout.
But you walk, you bleed, but you walk, you bleed, but you walk, you breathe.
If the lip sync is right, you don't notice. If the faces match,
you walk around and get somebody pregnant.
You don't notice. You're too busy paying attention to how awesome the game is, how much you care about these characters, what you're going to do, and that's what we want. That to me is that's the sizzle.
Don't you know you owe the sheriff a word when you pay his town a visit? To tell him
not
what
to fell in love, like shut the fuck up.
Maybe even over a cup of coffee.
Now we're excited to reveal digital and in-game rewards for Cyberpunk 2077. It's our way of saying thank you for your support.
And patience.
The game comes with digital download goodies such as the art book, the original score, and a digital comic, all from the Cyberpunk universe. But there's more. You can also claim in-game items for Cyberpunk 2077. For example, you could be rocking the Wolf School jacket for simply connecting the game to your GOG account. And if you have other CD Projekt Red games, such as The Witcher or Gwent, you can get even more.
Cool.
And it works both ways. If you connect the game to your GOG account, you can also unlock special in-game items for Gwent, the Witcher card game, such as the samurai-inspired card and coin back, and the breathtaking title.
So if you have save files from previous Project Red games,
is for everybody. No matter which platform you're playing Cyberpunk on, you'll be able to get your digital goodies and in-game items.
That's cool.
Now this is just the beginning, and there'll be more items coming in the future, and we'll have more information.
There's gonna be a lot of sorry, here's
soon.
Free stuff type of situation.
As always, don't forget that if you've missed anything or if you just want to watch again, we will be uploading everything to our channels soon. So before we take a look at that new gameplay trailer, we just want to reveal that a number of games media from all over the world have been playing Cyberpunk 2077, and you'll be able to read their latest impressions when this episode of Night City Wire finishes, so you can go and check it out.
Should have been out today.
So now, let's wrap up this epised
It's coming out in 3 weeks.
At that brand new
nobody wants the impressions. They want their game already.
They got a lock on up.
Did you hear about the guy who decided to take the week off for Cyberpunk this week?
I'm losing control.
It was guaranteed. Like, yeah, it's coming out. No, it's not.
At CD Projekt Red, we dedicate ourselves to telling immersive stories. Yet with every new project, we set out to make our games bigger, more complex, deeply engaging.
Underwater segment?
Come on, V. Let's get you home.
Cyberpunk 2077 marries exploration of a vast open world with kinetic combat, story-changing player choices, and robust character development, all to bring you into our vision of the dark future.
You ever feel like a city didn't give you a choice? You either burn alive in it,
human dude,
or you never exist.
I'm gonna look so plain Jane.
The year is 2077. An economic crisis culminating in nuclear conflict has left America in pieces.
explains.
With most of the continent degenerating into lawless war zones, people from all over have converged on the already overcrowded Night City, one of the world's last great megalopolises. A hub amassing the best in resources and know-how, and home to manufacturers of cutting-edge technologies, Night City continues to offer the promise of a civilized future.
What? No, this isn't happening.
Oh, but it is.
But in the city's streets, a merciless struggle for power rages. Gangs, corporate agents, hustlers, religious cultists, politicians, and all manner of criminals strive to outplay one another. Ordinary people get caught in the crossfire.
Looking for justice in Night City. I seek revenge. Much more feasible here.
And
in this world, consumed by never-ending conflict, sometimes only an outsider will get the job done.
Elizabeth tells me you have answers for us. I'm all ears.
And that's you, an urban mercenary, a cyber-enhanced gun for hire.
You seem to understand each other.
We'll see about that.
Take this, too.
As a mercenary, you swear no allegiance. You've chosen the outlaw life and trust that your abilities will carry you up Night City's ruthless, underground social ladder.
Heart of Night City. That's it right there.
To thrive as a merc, you need the right combination of gear, skills, and reputation.
Dex had a load to say about you. I hope he wasn't overselling.
With the money you earn, you can turn yourself into a living weapon, buying guns and enhancements in the hundreds.
That'll make my pleasure a living hell.
As you roam the city's streets, you gain the experience you need to upgrade abilities and acquire perks.
There's a guy, you
combine
need to
the right
shoot him.
skills and gear to create a gunslinger with inhuman reflexes. A stealthy netrunner with command of all surrounding tech.
Pretty cool.
Or practically anyone in between.
I don't know. It's like something I can play through to know. Damn, okay.
Okay, that guy didn't want to fight.
In Cyberpunk 2077, you steal a prototype biochip that can set you up for life.
Being filthy rich.
When its sealed container is ruptured, the only way to prevent the biochip from failing is to slot it into your head. It turns out it contains the digitized soul of Johnny Silverhand, a dead rocker boy with violence on his mind.
You mean to say there's an actual terrorist in my head right now?
He's out for revenge. Aims to bring down the megacorp that made the chip.
Do whatever it takes to stop him, defeat him, gut him.
What is in your head can shift the balance of power in Night City. The high and mighty will do anything to lay their hands on it.
Told you I'd end you someday.
Like to see you try, bitch.
The choices you make will shape your story and determine how events unfold.
V, you gotta take him down. That's why we're here.
But not everything in Night City is a matter of life and death. Sometimes it's about style, choosing your look,
and some of these people are gonna like save scum this game like no.
Who's at your side?
No matter what.
Choosing how you spend your dirty money.
Seriously, on the list.
Where's that? That's the first thing I want to get on. Like that, the VR.
Welcome to the next generation of open world adventure. Immerse yourself in Cyberpunk 2077.
Hopefully we can get our Corona PS4 and stuff.
The current gen, I mean.
So that was the Night City Wire episode 5 for Cyberpunk 2077. I am sorry, I'm a bit out of breath. Not because of the episode.
Wow, you got a breath because you're just so excited, huh?
No. What did you think? Like,
it was good. It was good. It died. I think it was just diving more into like again some of the technicalities for this game. You know, we start off with Johnny Silverhand, pretty much where we get we know who this guy is. Now we start to understand what, why he's in your head. Now he's like, we realize that he's a terrorist. He is a former terrorist, but he's also a rocker at the same time. So it's like what you said earlier while we were watching, which is, you wonder, who's going to get that happy ending. Is it going to be Johnny? Is it going to be you? Or is it none of you? That's the question overall. You know, I definitely like how we went to see was behind the scenes with Keanu Reeves, where we got to see his input, why he was so interested, and his fascination in this game. You know, and his breakdown of what he had to do was just awesome. I mean, that's why I said that, like, in this game's gonna probably win for next year's Game Awards a lot of technicality awards. I think
it should be this year, but that's a story for another day. Yeah, this was good. I like this. It was cool getting to see a lot more about who Johnny Silverhand is, why Keanu Reeves decided to be dedicated to the role, and it's really impressive. It's fun. I had no idea he was gonna shout out freaking the Bill and Ted animated series he did all the way back in the day.
Yeah, he didn't say specifically, but he just said he did.
It's Bill and Ted animated series.
I don't remember him ever doing any other animated stuff, even for like computer animated films or anything like that. So.
Yeah, but like. Yeah, that was really cool. That was funny that he brought that up. And it's like the guy said, Keanu Reeves is just dedicated to the craft. Like once he's like at work, he's in work. You know,
he's in that zone. He's in that mode.
Very dedicated to it.
Yeah, you know, and I really like that.
And as for the role of Johnny Silverhand, it is interesting how it's this. It's not just, there's more to him. It's not just somebody thought, hey, we're gonna put this famous rocker into.
No, there's more to it. There's, you know, and from the sound of it, even the gameplay trailer, the last one that at the end of the video, you know, the way they said how they got him, it sounds like Corporal or somebody pretty much, you know, wanted his conscience, or he had information or something like that they wanted, you know, and it's like to bring down whatever they need to bring down. I think that's where they send you in to go retrieve him. But it's like once you get him in the head, you realize, wow, you start to notice why people want him, because he knows so much probably, you know, and how to handle things, or you know what to do to bring down whatever organization.
Yeah.
You know,
the amount of music in the game is also a bit ridiculous. It was over
150 tracks, especially for the radio. And that's the other thing too, which I love, which they stated, which is like you're able to if you want to stream it, you could turn on and off. You know, if you're streaming, okay, it's not gonna play any of that music. It's gonna be copyrighted, which is fantastic. That's great. That's something that it's like a lot of games should look into at some point. You know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, and that's what they do. That would be really cool to have. You know, especially with like we said, with the whole Twitch thing. This is fantastic for them. You know, now people can actually enjoy streaming without being blocked or brought down. You know.
Yeah, and I'm sure if when time goes along, they'll readjust if anybody still has issues, regardless of that option being on or off.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
it's a nice option that I hope a lot of other games take notice.
Yeah, but that's what this was. You know, this Nightwire City is just more of like going into more of the nitty gritty, more of like the techie part of it. You know, that's all it was. You know, and it's like okay, we've given them enough. That's it. You know, no more.
Then they showed how the lip sync worked, which is pretty impressive. They showed that if you have certain previous Project Red titles, they will give you bonus items,
saves on your profile or anything like that. It's gonna
Then on top of that, the gameplay trailer actually did a little bit more. It's not exactly a apocalyptic nuclear wasteland. It's just parts of the country have become that. And
you're in one of the last cities that are like considered like this mega
last metropolis. You know? It started giving me Judge Dredd vibes, but
same here.
But that's how it works. Is pretty much people seek refuge and went to Night City, which is already an overcrowded city as it is. So having more people there just doesn't help at all. And
that's why I say I think I'm probably gonna start. I want to be that outsider coming in.
I'm still gonna stick with the outsider part.
I think I'm still gonna go with the outsider because it's like just to get a real feel of like what's gonna be like when you're this new person coming into the city that's like overcrowding. You're like, what's going on here?
It looks to be a fun ride overall, and I'm psyched for it. I know a lot of people are just waiting on bated breath to actually have their hands on the game. Just been so long. It's I believe the third time they've delayed the game, so hopefully they'll get a chance to try it out. And one day eventually I'll try it out myself whenever I finally get around.
Yeah,
well, whenever I get around to getting a
one of us gets an X Series X.
Yeah, and whenever I get around to getting a Series X. But other than that, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button. If you want to talk to us more about stuff like this, comment down below. If you want to share us around, share it around. And if you like us just a little bit more than anybody else when it comes to talking about video games and Cyberpunk, hopefully coming out by the end of this year, hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon as well.
Let us know what you guys thought of this final, fifth, and last Night City Wire. Did you enjoy it? Did you have fun with it? Did you love Keanu Reeves' parts? When his this enthusiasm for this game and everything he's been a part of. Do you like the fact with the whole streaming aspect of it? Do you really love how you're able to turn that on and off, especially if you're actual streamer, or if you ever wanted to start streaming this game and have fun with it, and not be freaking kicked off because of Twitch or any other service. Let us know in the comments down below. What are you most excited for this game? What path are you gonna take? Are you gonna wait till are you just gonna play this specifically on the next gen, or are you gonna get it right away and start playing it on the current gen that's currently going on now? Let us know in the comments down below. Put down what you thought of our reaction overall, but most importantly, thank you for watching.
And of course, on the next episode of SRB Gaming, we will of course be continuing our adventures through the world of Mortal Kombat 11 story mode, as well as our next live event. If nothing happens between now and December 10th, will of course be this year's Game Awards. So look forward to that.
Yes.
Yeah. So look forward to that as well. But until next time, folks, I'm Kristen.
I'm Christopher.
And this has been a very Silverhand-filled episode of SRB Gaming. So of course, we will see you.
Well, I was going to say it, but see ya
later.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to check out our previous reactions
or any one of our other SRB shows,
check out one of our playlists down below.
If you want to check us out in the social universe,
you can find us on Twitter
and Stardust
@SuperReactBros.